Prince Harry has just declared war on his brother, Prince William, yet again.
Meghan Markle is trying desperately to win over someone. Anyone, and she's been doing this for years.
You ever noticed how every time Prince William is about to shine, Harry suddenly pops up like an unbothered ghost that nobody asked for? Yeah, that happened again, and this one was almost artistic in how petty it was. So, there's William, landing in Brazil, press waiting, cameras ready. Earthshot prize looking like the royal glow-up it desperately needed after weeks of royal chaos, and then out of nowhere, Harry announces a last-minute surprise event in Toronto on the exact same day. Keep in mind, this is after he literally swore he'd stop clashing with royal schedules, but okay, promises are just optional now? And there's a bigger layer here, because this latest stunt during Remembrance Week, no less, could be the one that snaps the last royal thread holding Meghan, Harry, and those precious titles together. You'll see what I mean, so stay with me.
Does this man have a death wish? Like, seriously, mate. William is going to strip your titles, strip your children's titles, and make sure that your beloved Ms. Meghan Markle is unable to cash in on her Duchess of Sussex title if you are not very, very careful.
Let's start with the setup. Prince William's in Brazil living his best future king life. Earthshot prize glowing, press coverage starting to clean up the family image. Finally, a moment where the royals might actually look functional for once, but then, here comes Harry. No warning, no coordination, just a sudden, oh hey, I'm jetting off to Toronto on the exact same day. Hope that doesn't, overshadow anything. And this is after he literally promised the palace he'd stop playing stunt queen with the royal calendar. That's not just petty, that's someone who wakes up every morning deciding how to ruin the vibe for his big brother, and honestly at this point, even the palace insiders are over it. One of William's friends apparently told Tom Sykes that Harry blindsided them, which is a polite way of them saying they're sick of his toddler behavior. And it's not just about one event, this is a pattern. Anytime William looks like the adult in the room, Harry pops up like he's applying to be the king of the side plot. It's like he thinks the world runs out of attention if he's not somewhere in the frame. Now let's be real, Harry didn't choose that date by accident. He wanted the headlines. He wanted that pressure back on William, and maybe, deep down, he just can't stomach the idea of William getting credit for something serious or meaningful, but here's the kicker. What Harry didn't think through is this time the stunt comes with real consequences. Not PR ones, not just awkward headlines, I'm talking about threats to their actual royal titles. And Meghan cashing in on Duchess of Sussex? Yeah, that might not be around for long if this keeps up.
Despite having promised to swap diaries with his father in order to coordinate no major clashes between Harry's events and Prince William, he has scheduled a last-minute trip to Canada in order to take the attention away from Prince William's big event.
So, after Harry pulled his little surprise trip stunt, people wanted answers, right? Like, why swoop into the spotlight at that exact moment when your brother is on a global stage trying to save the planet or whatever? And Harry's team, bless them, they came prepared with excuses no one asked for. Suddenly, this is all because, wait for it, he doesn't have international protected person status anymore, so he had to schedule things late. Not because he wants to upstage his brother, no. It was logistics, security, red tape, the kind of problems regular people can't possibly understand. Because apparently every time Harry needs attention, there's always a crisis behind the scenes that forces him to make terrible decisions. And the moral of the story is always the same. It's never his fault. It's never the fact that he just can't stand not being the main character of the royal family even after ejecting himself from it. It's wild because Harry and Meghan built an entire brand around speaking their truth, but now their truth always seems to come with a press release, a denial, and a little nudge toward blaming the system. From their Netflix deals to their Spotify deals and everything else in between, there is always some sort of lame excuse as to why they never work out. And that's exactly why people are tired. Not even scandal tired, just exhausted by the excuses. And the more they reach for reasons why the timing is never their fault, the more obvious it looks. Harry didn't mind sharing the spotlight when he was a working royal because he had no identity outside of it, but now he has to steal it to survive. Meanwhile, William's camp sees right through it and they're not laughing. That title talk isn't just a rumor, it's a warning.
He's a narcissist and he's a child and he's never been told no. And then he conceives every chance of he's been, that he might be in the wrong as completely impossible. And there we are. You can't deal with these people. Do you know the way you shouldn't negotiate with a terrorist? You shouldn't negotiate with a prince who's been told no.
At this point, even William's friends are rolling their eyes so hard they can see their own brains. According to royal insiders, the minute Harry's team dropped that Toronto announcement, the vibe inside William's circle turned icy, and honestly, who can blame them? Imagine spending months prepping the biggest event of your year, flying halfway across the world, and your brother decides that's the perfect moment to pull focus. They're over and done playing nice. One insider told Tom Sykes that Harry blindsided William. That's the royal version of saying he knew exactly what he was doing, and word is, William's not just angry, he's over it. He's done pretending this is brotherly tension, done acting like Harry's finding himself, because really, how many times can you watch someone torch their own family's reputation and still try to be diplomatic? Even Kate's apparently sick of the circus. You just know she's somewhere in Windsor sipping tea and whispering, let him dig his own hole. And let's be honest, William doesn't even need to say much. His silence does all the talking. Every time he stays composed, every time he shows up smiling for the cameras, Harry ends up looking more unhinged. It's like watching two brothers play chess, but one keeps flipping the board because he's losing. The irony is that William's grown into the calm, grounded leader people actually want representing the monarchy. Meanwhile, Harry is out here chasing clicks and sympathy quotes, and he left the palace for freedom, but all anyone sees now is obsession. And behind closed doors, word is William's allies are already talking about drawing the line. If Harry wants to play celebrity instead of royal, they're ready to help him pack those titles up.
He lacks intelligence, he lacks maturity. We've said all these things, he isn't the sharpest cookie in the box, and he didn't get his own way. He thought,
You'd think with everything going on from the scandals, the frozen family ties, the endless PR storms, Harry and Meghan just would do the bare minimum when it comes to respecting royal tradition. Just 1 week, one symbolic week, but no. This Toronto stunt didn't just clash with William's big moment, it landed smack in the middle of Remembrance Week, the most sacred period on the royal calendar outside of funerals. A moment where the entire country pauses to honor those who sacrificed their lives, and Harry, the veteran prince, decides that's the time to hold a splashy public event about himself. It's tone deaf on 10 different levels. He didn't just ignore tradition, he stomped on it. And what makes it even worse is that this is a guy who loves playing the duty and service card. He stands on stages reminding the world he served in Afghanistan, yet he can't even respect the calendar that honors fallen soldiers. And don't even get me started on Meghan. She's the values queen when it comes to interviews. Talks about courage, integrity, and kindness, but when there's clout to grab, all those values turn into props. Insiders say even people who used to defend them are shaking their heads over this one. It's not bold, it's not disruptive, it just looks selfish. Another headline grab that uses royal tradition as a stage light. And the fallout isn't just whisper level, British columnists are already calling it disrespect in its purest form. Even Hollywood sources are saying Meghan's tired of being dragged into Harry's family mess. Which, let's be honest, is hilarious considering her brand runs on being in the mess. If there was ever a week to sit still and let the royals do their thing, it was this one, but the Sussexes only sit still when there's no camera nearby. Now, let's talk titles, because for all the "we left for freedom" speeches, those royal labels are still doing most of the heavy lifting for Meghan and Harry. Duke and Duchess of Sussex isn't just a cute monogram, it's a brand. It's the backbone of every deal, every podcast intro, every global icon headline. Without it, they're not special. They're just celebrities with a complicated in-law situation. And here's where it gets messy. Word is, William is done being the polite, camera-ready older brother. He's the one who pushed to strip Prince Andrew of his roles and privileges, and people close to him say he will not hesitate to do the same with Harry if pushed far enough. The Toronto stunt just gave him fresh ammunition. The shift isn't subtle anymore. Even British commentators who used to tiptoe around the title topic are now starting to say the quiet part out loud. William has both the motive and the momentum, and once he's king, that's it. The king has final say. Harry and Meghan won't be able to talk their truth out of it. And the scariest part of the Sussexes, the title loss doesn't just hurt them, it hurts their kids too. No more Prince Archie, no more Princess Lily, no more international introductions with royal in the first sentence. All of that evaporates the minute William signs off. Meghan knows this, which is why insiders say her team is panicking. She's already seen what happens when the public gets bored. The Netflix love letter barely moved the needle. The Spotify split made them look unserious, and without a royal link, who's really checking for Meghan Markle lifestyle entrepreneur? The truth is simple. Harry picked the wrong target. When the crown comes knocking, nobody is safe.
That said, Harry is trying to create more problems between his brother, Prince William, and King Charles. And I truly believe this.
You ever notice how Harry and Meghan's truth always comes with a PR plan attached? Every scandal somehow turns into a sob story. Every backlash becomes a misunderstanding. It's exhausting. This latest one is no different. The second people called them out for hijacking William's Earthshot week, suddenly the media machine went into overdrive. Anonymous sources close to the Sussexes started feeding sympathetic lines to friendly outlets. They didn't mean to overshadow, the timing was coincidental. Security concerns made the announcement late. Please. These people could spin a hurricane and still call it a light breeze. Meanwhile, royal reporters are watching the circus unfold in real time. Even journalists who once defended them are quietly stepping back. Because everyone can see the pattern now. The same script gets recycled every time they mess up. Deny, deflect, blame someone else. Play victim, rinse and repeat. And here's the part Meghan hates most. The same British media she used to despise, well now, she's quietly trying to charm them again. She knows the Hollywood press has moved on. The former Duchess storyline only sells when the UK tabloids bite. So her team is back to whispering to royal correspondents, hoping for softer coverage. It's almost tragic. The girl who swore she'd never need the palace PR machine is now begging for scraps of attention from it. Insiders say William's team doesn't even bother fighting the spin anymore. They just let it implode. Every new source quote only makes Meghan and Harry look more desperate, and it's working. Public sympathy has evaporated. Even fans who once defended them online are switching sides. Because when you live by the headline, you eventually die by it too, and the Sussex spin cycle is running out of ink.
That this is Harry trying to stir the you-know-what pot, because we don't need him there to support Prince William. Prince Harry is a liability.
You made your bed, lie in it.
Yeah.
At this point, even the drama feels predictable. Same setup, same scandal, same poor us interview waiting in the wings. Like, can someone please tell Harry and Meghan they're not starring in a reboot of The Crown only because the acting is getting tired? Let's go down the list. They scorched the palace on Oprah, dropped a documentary nobody asked for, Harry wrote an autobiography dragging his brother's hairline, then Spotify canceled the podcast. Why? Because Meghan wasn't delivering enough content. That's the polite way of saying people were bored. Even South Park got in on it. They roasted them as attention-hungry royals who complain about privacy while launching PR tours. If animated characters are calling you out, you've officially stopped being relatable and started being a meme. And this latest stunt, it's just another messy chapter in the same handbook. A flashy event to overshadow William. A well-timed sob story about security. Leaks to tabloids that Meghan feels betrayed, then lay low for a week while the internet debates their relevance before coming back with another project that no one asked for. People are over it. The headlines aren't dramatic anymore. They're exhausting. Even fans who used to defend them online have gone quiet. The energy isn't justice for Meghan, it's girl, what are you doing? Because here's the truth. The world moved on. William and Kate grew up and stepped into the role, and Harry and Meghan are still auditioning for a show that ended ages ago. The clock's ticking, and without those titles, without the royal mystique, the celebrity shine wears off fast. The final plot twist isn't if they'll implode, it's when, and honestly, it feels closer than ever.
He's refusing to take accountability, like when he tells The Guardian that his conscience is clear. This is not somebody you want on your team. He's not a team player. He's a I don't think he's an asset to the family. I believe he's a threat.
So here's where we're at. Harry's playing the long game of self-sabotage, and Meghan's watching her royal glow dim by the minute. The excuses are old, the headlines are colder, and the people that they keep trying to upstage are quietly winning. Because when William's out there representing the future, Harry's just stuck reliving the past. Every new stunt chips away at what's left of their image. Every truth interview just reminds people how out of touch they sound, and when those titles finally go, that'll be the moment the curtain closes for good. But you tell me what you think. Do you believe William will actually strip them of their titles, or will Meghan pull another PR twist before it happens? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this royal circus isn't over, and trust me, the next act is going to be wild.